Okay, homeschool channel starting. Hi there and welcome. I'm Amy. I'm a homeschool mum of two boys, ages 6 and 7, living in the south of New Zealand. If you're new here, well, so am I. Welcome. Let's learn and grow together. I just wanted to share a little bit of our homeschool history. We're about to start into our third year of homeschooling. Our first year we started in the beginning of August because the New Zealand legislation says that children must be in school or have an exemption from school from age 6. And my oldest, his birthday is at the very end of July. So we kind of ended up following a little bit of an American timetable as opposed to our traditional New Zealand timetable, which runs from end of January to the end of November, beginning of December. Our first year of homeschool was Homeschool Light, a bit of a hodgepodge of different things. For language arts, we did some jolly phonics tied with the book Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. We didn't make it all the way through before having Christmas break. And then when we came back, I moved into trying something which was called Progressive Phonics, which the kids really enjoyed. For maths, we just used the Good and Beautiful Maths book K, and we moved slowly and consistently through that. My youngest was still at preschool. You're allowed to be at preschool until you're 6 years old here in New Zealand. So he was still enjoying that alongside our homeschooling learning. And my oldest was in swimming lessons. We tried some different groups and outings, but I found it really stressful to go out and worried about keeping up with schoolwork and things. And so on the second half of that first year, I kind of pulled those things back. When we were reaching the end of our first year, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to add more elements to school rather than just numeracy and literacy. And so I was on the hunt for something else. I wanted it to be open and go because I started to realize about myself that I just wasn't going to be the type of mum that could make myself want to do all the extra things and make a whole lot of curriculum myself. I needed it to be as open and go as possible, low prep and low cost, which did rule out a lot of things from America because the exchange rate and the shipping is just so much. It doesn't really make it affordable. The allowance we get from the government is very minimal, and so it would have to be a personal investment into something. I was looking and investigating the even more workbooks that kind of suited me. Just open a book, do the page, move on. But I went back and watched some videos from How to Homeschool. I'll link her below. I really enjoyed her content when I was first looking out into homeschooling and all the curriculum that was out there. And then some of her free options really caught my attention. I decided I would have a look at Ambleside Online again. First time around, I thought, oh, just a book list. What is that? But when I actually looked into it, I thought, I think this could be what I'm looking for. I think it's going to work. So in the July school holidays, I did a crazy deep dive into Ambleside Online and a little bit of Charlotte Mason learning and raced around and tried to source books and download things and get as ready as I could before jumping into our first year of Ambleside Online at the end of the July school holidays. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I printed out the schedules and I tried to work my way through. And it's true that the more you just keep trying to do something, the more it does kind of make sense. The first year, my two boys, they really did struggle with the idea of what narration was. But I really did see huge improvements as we moved throughout the terms. And by the end of the year, halfway through year one, there was significant improvements in the way that they could narrate and let me know what we had been reading about. And so I was really excited to see those improvements. By that Christmas break, I was done and I was ready for a break, but I also knew that I needed to invest some time into making Ambleside Online work for me more by downloading bits and pieces and having everything organized so that I could just use it rather than having to look it up and hunt it down each time I needed it. And so I downloaded a bunch of the music songs, composer and hymns and folk songs and made Yoto cards. I brought a Yoto for my son for his birthday last year, coming up a year, and we have absolutely loved it. It's been fabulous. I also hunted down some of the Ambleside Online books that were on Yoto cards and linked them, and we've been able to use those occasionally when we've needed to. We didn't use them as much as I thought we would, but there was a few that I really struggled to read myself, and so we all benefited by being able to listen to someone who could read it really well. The second two terms, of this year, the end of year one, did go really well. I was pretty burnt out, but we kept going and we persevered, and I was really impressed with the content we were able to get from Ambleside Online. It was so rich and lovely, and I was thrilled that I'm able to offer my kids this education, which when I first heard of Ambleside, I dismissed and kind of didn't really look into it enough. I knew that in the long summer for us, summer/winter break for us, I wanted to spend that time really getting everything prepared as much as I could for year two so that it could be as open and go as it could be. And just, I also wanted to make sure that I was able to plug some of the holes that we didn't quite get to in the first year. So things like foreign language and the map and timeline work, I didn't quite get to it. I didn't feel like I had a good grasp on nature study. And so I really wanted to iron out those things in my mind so that we could make year two work really well. That's our homeschool journey so far in a little nutshell. If you would like to see what I did to prepare for Ambleside Online year two, check out my next video. I would love to hear how long you've been homeschooling and what your curriculum picks are for this next school year.